I got an exclusive behind closed doors look at Assassin's Creed Shadows, and you're here because you want to know a bit more about the game. So if you're new, hi, my name is Sophie, also known as Cadaea. Quick disclaimer, Ubisoft covered my travel expenses to LA for the preview and Ubisoft Forward, but there was no ask or payment to make this video. By now, I'm sure we've all watched the 13-minute extended gameplay reveal that played during the Ubisoft Forward showcase, so I'm going to split this video into sections. Starting with number 1, what you didn't get to see, number 2, the experiential event, and 3, a summary of all the new things we learned about the game from the gameplay reveal. Alright, so let's start with the preview. I'm not gonna lie, I was initially a tad confused about why they opted for a hands-off preview instead of just allowing us to play it ourselves. After all, the game is out in about 5 months, until I watched it, and yeah, I did enjoy them calling out specific details for our attention, because who knows what I would have missed without that. The length of the preview was between 30 and 40 minutes, and they did play the game live, so at least we knew it was genuinely how the game would play. With that, I can confirm that the missions you got to see in the public gameplay reveal, with Yasuke's combat and Naoe's stealth, were absolutely 100% accurate to how it actually plays. While you got to see Naoe stealthily take on Lord Hiyashi in Fukuchiyama Castle, we got to see Yasuke assassinate him, as well as being treated to a special third way to take on that mission. Playing as Naoe, but without the stealth. I know full well most gamers are going to want to play her stealthily, but it's nice to know what options you have. While she can't burst through the doors with Yasuke's great strength, she does have speed on her side, and you can use that to your advantage. I've been provided with this exclusive B-roll to share with you, so I'll let that play out before I continue.
Advance on the enemy!
We saw more examples of Naoe's assassinations being denied, because that's a thing now, but it's still unclear what causes the deny. My understanding was that their white health bar turning red before an attempt would lead to a successful assassination, so I'm presuming it will make a lot more sense when I actually get to do that myself. We also saw a range of special moves performed by both Naoe and Yasuke with their weapons, and we saw Yasuke's teppo in action. A teppo being a basic Japanese firearm that first appeared in the country around 1270, and I can only apologise if I've pronounced that just incredibly wrong. They really emphasised how important lighting is in both the preview and the extended gameplay reveal. You're offered different stealth experiences based on the time of day, as shadows dynamically change as the day passes, and you can take matters into your own hands by putting out lanterns and doing other fun things with the scenery. The fully simulated weather system is equally impressive, as seasons will change, will drastically impact your gameplay, and present new paths or obstacles. You'll be able to hide from enemies in the ponds in the warmer seasons using a bamboo chute to breathe, but they'll be frozen over in the winter. It's not the first time an Assassin's Creed game has had these features, but it's definitely a huge step forward. What they didn't show us was any other missions. We basically just watched them take on the same targets as you saw in the public gameplay reveal, but in different ways. We also didn't see who we start the game as, or any menu stuff, so I'm hoping we're in for a surprise there. I believe we already know that the weapons will have their own skill trees, but I want to see the character customization menu, which basically the fun outfits. I want to see the outfits. Moving on to the experiential event, I don't want to give too much away because I'll have a separate vlog showing off everything, but we did get to see the weapons, armor, and costumes they had commissioned. They also had part of the collector's edition on display. Now onto a quick summary of everything we learned in the past few days. We'll be able to swap between Yasuke and Naoe anytime in the open world, but not during missions. However, some missions will require both. Plus, we already saw how you can pick a protagonist before starting a mission. I don't believe Yasuke can make use of verticality, at least nowhere near how Naoe does. The whole premise is to have them play to their specialties, but yeah, I didn't see Yasuke doing any climbing of any sort. Eavesdropping has been confirmed. There'll be no meditation to fast forward time, which I understand some people aren't happy about, but that does force you to vary how you approach missions. Petting dogs confirmed, thank God. Crouch walking and prone crawling confirmed, the former being obviously expected, but it's implemented pretty well. The voice acting, at least in what we've seen so far, seems flat at times with some cheesy one-liners, but I want to play in Japanese anyway, so not the end of the world for me. I do want to take a moment to remind everyone that I worked for a Japanese company for 8 years. Naue does have an accent in the game, and it's fairly in line with my colleagues when they spoke English, so I'm not sure where that criticism has come from. I can't excuse the stiff facial expressions though. We've had it confirmed by the game director Simon Lemay-Comtois that Shadows does have a smaller map. Apparently it's comparable to Origins, but with a more diverse landscape than recent Assassin's Creed titles. Still no word on how conversations will go, pun intended. I'd like to think that you can decide which protagonist you reply as and you'll have different dialogue options for both, but we'll see about that. Combat, in my opinion, looks great. Slow motion hit stop and parrying might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I like it. Armor can be broken in real time, which is awesome. Non-lethal takedowns confirmed. No visible damage numbers, you'll just have to rely on the bars. You'll be able to switch between equipped weapons, and if I remember correctly, there's 2 that you can equip at any one time, maybe 3. Apologies, I'll have to check that one. One-hit assassinations are back, and with the possibility of denial. So I did cover that earlier in the video. So, to conclude, lots of great stuff to look forward to. 2 equally deadly protagonists that combine the old and new styles of Assassin's Creed, so you can pick your playstyle for a good portion of the game. In terms of my honest thoughts, I don't know how anyone can watch what we've seen so far and not think that it looks sick as fuck. I'm so excited! And thank you for watching. I cannot wait to play this game. Don't forget to check out my video about the good, the bad, and the unexpected after playing Star Wars Outlaws, and I'll see you in the next one.